I told you I'm not here to mess around. And you've been...
Hi there, my name's Moonchild. I am a psychic, a shamanic soul worker, medicine woman, and I am also a Reiki master. I've been teaching for about, almost 10 years now. So what this channel is this channel is dedicated to all forms of metaphysical teaching and healing and psychic work. So if that's something that interests you, don't forget to hit like, comment on the video if you want to know more, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell because I do update sporadically. It's usually a video request, and this particular video request was brought to my attention by somebody who's struggling with absorption as an empath. And what that does is that really affects our complete energy system. That affects our ability to be healthy, mind, body, and spirit. So first, we really have to go over what empathy is as a psychic ability, how it functions, and before we go into techniques, because for a lot of empaths, the techniques just don't work. So we need to explain why that is before we continue. So let's just dive right into it. Empathy as a psychic ability is all about emotional information. So the first thing we have to understand is that energy is data. Energy is just information. It's not about negative or positive. We are the ones that absorb or perceive that as a negative or as a positive. Some people may be completely comfortable in some energies, and some people really reject others. Why is that? Because that's the way it affects our system. Now, as an emotional psychic and as a psychic that deals with empathy, the first thing that we want to understand is that our empathetic ability as a psychic ability runs along the line of our emotional well-being and perception. So a lot of the time, the most vulnerable empath is the empath that is a physical empath, not just emotional empath, but physical empath. So they carry their emotions physically and feel the physical symptoms in their body that are also clairaudient mediums. So they may hear their spirit guides, or they hear spirits or heavier, darker energies, or they may hear people that have crossed over. So the physical empath medium is the one that is most vulnerable to energy absorption. The first thing you want to understand as an empath is that what's going to increase your absorption is a sense of personal responsibility. As long as you're feeling responsible for the things that are going on around you, or you feel a need to rescue, save, or fix, you are going to be absorbing everything and everyone, because you're taking responsibility for the emotional regulation of other people. You're taking responsibility for their karmic lessons, their life lessons, for them to heal, and you're making it your job to have them heal. But it's their emotions, so it's their job to heal their emotions. So you absorb their emotions to heal emotions that don't belong to you, but the cycle doesn't end, because this person who may have gotten temporary relief from you absorbing their emotions still are in the same behavioral patterns that created those emotions that you have already absorbed, and you cannot heal what is not yours. So you're just stuck feeling these things with nowhere to take it except to send it out into the earth, or send it into spirit, or give it back, because there's nothing you can do with that. That is not yours to heal, so you can't do anything with it. That's what's happening on a psychic level, but it's creating these cycles and behavioral patterns that make you so you're constantly ending up in these situations that create psychic vampirism from people who are taking from you energetically, whether or not it's intentional. Completely unintentional that somebody's vamping from our energy or taking from us energetically, because we're giving them permission to constantly take because of a lack of appropriate boundaries. So as you see, this emotional interaction as an empath creates these patterns that creates this emotional empathy information overload, where we're just sponging up everything in our environment, and we're trying to control our suffering by controlling our environment. So we try to do something with these people, and really all it comes down to is we have to stop getting on a carousel or a ride that is not our ride to take, so we won't absorb so much. So when we create those mental barriers and those emotional barriers, and believe in them, because we can mentally tell ourselves that's not mine, but then still react to the situation. We have to be able to recognize the difference between what we think and what we do, what we feel and what we believe to what we think. Because affirmation's beautiful, but if we don't believe in the affirmations that we're giving ourselves, it's not going to really make an effect. It's really important that we're believing what we're thinking, because if we emotionally believe it's our job and our responsibility to be mediator, peacekeeper, regulator, we're going to keep doing that, and we're going to absorb everything under the sun. So that's something to keep in mind. One of the first ways we begin reducing absorption is recognizing it's really important that we're working on our boundaries. The reason why we absorb so much is because it's coming through our aura as information. The aura is the mental body. The two primary bodies we work with are the mental and emotional bodies on the energetic layers, and that's where we're getting all of our information from. We're getting all of our information from the mental, emotional energies. So we're feeling or hearing what people are feeling or thinking. And we absorb that and we take it personal. Taking things personally and situations personally that are not ours to take personal is another reason why we absorb so often. It's really important that we are also not creating a personal connection to other people's perceptions of us or their environment. It's not about what we did, it's about how they're relating to the circumstances in our life. So these are the things we want to work on an emotional level to begin creating an energetic system that's not constantly absorbing. As we're creating stronger emotional boundaries, our ability to defend and reduce absorption automatically gets better. When our emotional health is in a better place, our empathy is in a better place, because empathy is supposed to function like this. We feel whatever it is the person we're trying to help is experiencing for about 3 minutes tops. That's it. And most of the time, it's 30 seconds to a minute and a half. We feel it, we release it, we move on. If it gets stuck, that means we identify with the story or the wound or the emotion because of our compassionate response. It's usually like, oh, poor you. Oh, I'm suffering for you. Oh, I'm bleeding for you because I totally understand where you're coming from. And oh my God, that hurts. That creates the absorption. So we're absorbing their experience because that's something unhealed in us. We cannot help heal in others what we haven't healed. So we have to be able to recognize what's staying on an energetic level and have the discernment to be able to tell what's ours and theirs. Usually that comes with practice. That usually comes with what occurred to create this emotional fluctuation in me. For a lot of empaths, they think they have these mood swings. It's not always just mood swings. We absorb someone's anger. We're having a good day and all of a sudden we're mad and we don't know why. We felt someone's anger that we were close to. We felt their anxiety. We felt their depression. We felt someone else and we took it as our own. A simple affirmation for release every single day. And when you're absorbing all the time, you have to do these practices every day for your energetic hygiene and health. You have to do affirmations like, I release what is not mine to have to the Mother Earth or to the light, to spirit, to a higher power, for healing, for transmutation, because that's what energy does. It transmutes into a positive, usable thing. A heavier emotion is meant to transmute into a lighter, usable emotion, wisdom, self-love, or empowerment. So we send that into the earth or into a higher vibrational space to allow that to help that person that we absorbed heal, because we can't do that for them. But something higher vibrational definitely can. So it's literally giving it back to God. We give it back to the higher power. We give it back to the universe to allow the universe to do what it needs to do for this person learning a karmic lesson. So we release the karmic attachment to that person, because that's not our job. They have a right to heal or not heal. Our job is to support, guide, and that's about it. Support and guide, hold space for their process. And if they're not taking steps to hold space for themselves and their process, there's nothing we can do. And it's relinquishing the fact that we think we can change something for someone who's choosing not to change. That's the other part, is acceptance. These are the key points that start creating strong energetic health in the people that we're working with. Moving on, once we understand that these are the things that are causing us to cord, that's what we're doing. We're cording into people. We're throwing cords to absorb. We cut cords daily. We use affirmations daily. That helps reduce absorption. And it's multiple times a day, depending on how much you're absorbing. But those practices also help change our mentality and mindset. So when we get into a practice of cutting cords, and it's a mental affirmation, I cut all cords of negativity in all directions of time and space. It's that simple. And you can use and call upon Archangel Michael to help you cut cords. So the two things that are most important for the empath is protecting your energy first and foremost, the proactive step. Wearing black is very, very protective, especially around this area, because a lot of people absorb from their solar plexus or their heart. That's where most empaths absorb from. So you have black around the heart, around the solar plexus. You see a white light bubble, or you do something called Viracocha. Viracocha is the golden light of spirit. It's literally going up, grabbing it from the higher chakra, and pulling it down around us in a bubble. That lasts 4 hours, but it's constantly doing this stuff, constantly keeping up with that energy, asking spirit to fill us with light, raising our vibration consciously. It takes consciousness and conscious effort to keep up these practices that are proactive steps to reducing absorption. So Viracocha, or a white light bubble, mirrors facing outward, is another really good visualization technique. Cutting cords and also doing release affirmations. We also do clearing on ourselves. So a way we can do clearing on ourselves is with a spray. And I have one here, for example. Something that we connect with, like rue. That's completely fine. We can make our own blend. Yerba Santa is very popular. Palo Santo is very popular. Tobacco water is very popular. These different sprays that are easy to carry on us, we can put it in a little spray bottle that we put in our purse to help us clear. I am constantly clearing from what I absorb because I am a very sensitive person. So it's really important that I'm not only clearing, I'm grounding. So saging, smudging, incense, clearing sprays, grounding, rooting myself into Mother Earth, pulling up that energy and keeping my energy clear. So it's a constant focus of making sure my energy is clear and clean of other people's energies, so I am in my own vibration. And that's really important, that I'm able to recognize the difference between my vibration and other people's vibration. If something's taking me out of my center, it's either my emotional reaction or response, or if I've absorbed something. So it's really important that I'm also clear so I can identify my own emotional responses that are not influenced by the energy I'm sensing and feeling. That's another reason why. How can I know myself if I'm constantly living in other people's emotional experiences? I can't do that. If we are continuing to absorb, and the next step is, I've done all these practices on a daily basis, but I already have things that I've absorbed that I need to get rid of. What do I do? So we can meditate with black tourmaline and selenite. Black tourmaline and selenite as a combination is also very protective. We use jewelry a lot. That's why I use a lot of amethyst and obsidians as protection while I'm doing spiritual work, and very high vibrational stones like moldavite. If moldavite resonates with your energy, it doesn't resonate with everyone. Other people may be drawn to things like fulgurite or apophyllite. Blue kyanite's a really good one. Black kyanite's a really good one. Very high vibrational stones. Pairing a root chakra with a crown chakra stone helps keep kundalini energy and our central energetic system moving, because we're keeping both vibrations open. So that question of what do we do moving forward, again, meditating with black tourmaline, it helps absorb it out. We can see it going into the black tourmaline and then clear the black tourmaline afterward. That's completely fine. Another thing we can do is we can also, again, smudge ourselves, but consciously see ourselves removing the energy. You're very energy sensitive anyway. So imagine grabbing that up and throwing it. Make sure you put white light around your hands and open up space before you do that. Open up sacred space. It's as simple as calling in your angels. I call upon my ascended ancestors, my angels, and my spirit guides and spirit to protect me while I do this work. Thank you. That's simple. Call on your protections every single day. Open up space every single day. pray with intention every single day to keep your vibration up. These simple practices, all these practices that I'm describing, take maybe a minute or two. You don't have to make it a ritual. And that's why a lot of people don't do it. But if you're doing these practices that take 30 seconds to 1 minute, like the cord cutting prayer several times a day, you're putting so much more energy into it than not doing it and waiting to do it in a big ritual. Seriously, the intention of doing it consistently in a small period of time, 10 seconds, one sentence, versus a giant 1 hour, 2 hour ritual, so much more powerful. It's so much more powerful because it's consistent, methodical, focused manifestation. And it'll start keeping that stuff away and off of you. So continue doing those small practices, because those are the things that become a thought process. It becomes a habit that we get into that protects our energy. Another thing that we can do when we've already absorbed is not just take out, make sure you put light back in. When you take something out, replace it. It's very important. Always keep a balance. You take out a heavier energy, you put in light. You just see light, white light, gold light, and put it back in from the place you felt heavy energies. Get a Reiki session. See a professional healer. It's okay. Get a Reiki session, a shamanic session from whoever you trust. Make sure you feel intuitively in alignment with the practitioner that you're connecting with. That you feel trust for that person. That you feel comfortable. Comfortability and relaxation in an energy session is the number one thing that creates effectiveness in a healing session. Make sure that person resonates with you. Acupuncture, that's another one. Cleansing baths, that's another one. Epsom salt. Something as simple as Epsom salt and seeing white light in it will help you release. Doing those chronic affirmations for releasing, that's another one. You can put selenite on blocked chakras, that's another one. You can do a chakra stone healing at home, that's another one. The main thing is get it out. Get it out with different practices. Make sure you constantly are cord cutting. Throw it into a fire. Blow that energy into a stick and burn it. The point is purification and release. We can release through water, through fire, through wind, or through earth. Fire is easier because it's just like, but it creates a very powerful effect, so be aware of that. If it's in you, get it out of you. And proactive steps are the most powerful thing you can do and have as part of keeping your energy hygiene clean and clear. If you have any additional questions or any additional thoughts on things you can do for yourself, go ahead and comment down below. But other than that, so much love to you. Don't forget to check me out on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, my podcast. All of that can be found on my website. My website's going to be linked down below. But I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. Happy November. I can't believe we're already here. 2023 is almost over, but I look forward to the new things that are coming. Much love to you.